The thoroughbred is a magnificent animal, bred for speed, bred to compete, the sport of kings.
Wow, West Coast has it by 6.
It's the all-new Let's Go Racing from Parks Casino and Racetrack. It's action-packed and fun for the entire family.
3 of them are right together with 1 furlong to go.
Let's Go Racing is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association. It's fun to see them run.
Welcome to Let's Go Racing. I'm Danny Gibson here with Dick Girardi. We're coming to you from the Hall of Fame room up on the 3rd floor here at Parks Racing. And Parks was the place to be with Pennsylvania Day at the races and, of course, the Grade 3 Smarty Jones Stakes headlining last Monday and Tuesday's race card. And it really was top-class racing here, Dick. And our Parks horses, they held their own.
Yeah, they really did, Dan. It was fun. After the break, we wanted to have some good racing, and did we ever? The racing office came up huge. 13 races Monday, 13 Tuesday, 7 stakes Monday, 3 more open stakes on Tuesday as we gear up for the great September and PA Derby Day on the 24th.
Well, I got to say, I just feel like we're among greatness in this room, and we're going to get to some great races here. Let's get to it. It's the Grade 3 Smarty Jones Stakes for 3-year-olds. $300,000 going a mile and 16th, and we see Creative Minister coming in as our favorite.
Right, so Creative Minister's 8-5. Now, he was great in the Preakness. Danny, you and I saw him on Derby Day when he was really good. Not so good in the Belmont, not so good in the Curlin. You wonder where he is form-wise at this stage of the year.
Well, he's running against a competitive field. Here is the call, this Grade 3 Smarty Jones.
Witty broke a step slow. Practical Coach and Frankie Pennington, they wanted the front. They sprint clear, go right to the front end, and we'll cross over and get to the rail. Best Actor, Florent Giroux, they're going to stalk from second. Going to be a touch wide here towards the outside. That's Kiss a Lot. Those 3 into the first turn. Golden Alchemist drifted out just a touch, and that was Pioneer Medina, who's now into the 3 path, is in 5th. Witty, after the slow start, has picked up some rivals. Creative Minister is saving ground to the inside under Brian Hernandez Jr., and the trailer, it's a wide run for Clapton. They work to the backstretch, and Practical Coach is in front. It's Practical Coach who's up by 3/4 of a length. It is a very tight hold on Best Actor, who is stalking right there in second. Then comes Kiss a Lot out in the center of the racetrack in 3rd. Moving forward is Pioneer of Medina, who's a touch wide. Golden Alchemist will need room, is now in the 5th, now secures 4th to the inside of Pioneer Medina. It's still a wide run for Clapton. Witty is shuffled back towards the tail end of the field, and Creative Minister has a rail skimming ride, starts to pass rivals to the inside. They went 47-3 for a half-mile time in the Smarty Jones, and Practical Coach is still in front. Best Actor is just waiting for the cue here from Florent Giroux, and here comes Best Actor to take the lead. It's Best Actor with a head in front. Practical Coach is back to second. Kiss a Lot is under a full drive. Florent Giroux has not moved on Best Actor, who approaches a 1/4 mile left to go. Golden Alchemist is tipped towards the outside. Pioneer Medina dropped out of it, chasing its Creative Minister, trying to split rivals. They're chasing Best Actor, who is in front.
Brad Cox loves to come to Parks to win the Grade 3 Smarty Jones. They had a nice win with Best Actor with Florent Giroux.
Yeah, they did. They looked good the whole race, Danny. Florent just got this horse in a perfect spot, and he was a pretty convincing winner. Second in the end at a Derby, now wins the Smarty Jones. And I said to Florent, do you think they'll bring him back? He said maybe. They'll probably look at Oklahoma. They'll look at this. Obviously, the owner, Gary Mary West, and Brad will make that decision, but he said, I'd love to come back and ride him.
Well, the owners have won the Pennsylvania
Yes,
Derby here with West Coast. Here's more with winning jockey Florent Giroux.
Did you learn anything in the Indiana race that helped you today?
Yeah, I don't know if I learned anything, but he broke a lot better. Last time he stumbled very badly, fell on his knees, and he still ran a very valiant second and tried hard. And I thought today was a clean break. Today he relaxed very nicely, was perfect, and looked like he was pretty much on cruise control from the 3-8 all the way to the wire.
Well, let's keep it going with our 3-year-olds. This is the fillies in the $150,000 Catherine Sophia Stakes, and Interstate Daydream for Brad Cox come as the favorite.
Yeah, heavy favorite, 1-2, won the Black Eyed Susan, won the Indiana Oaks, obvious favorite in this spot.
Yeah, Morning Macho won the prep race for this race. Here's the call of the Catherine Sophia.
They went 22-4, a quick opening quarter here. Interstate Daydream reaches a half-mile left to go. Shotgun Hottie is right with her. Green Up and Arad Ortiz Jr., they're going to be 3 wide. Morning Macha is right in behind that battling trio, and dropping out of it there was Emerald. 46-2 for a half-mile time in the Catherine Sophia Interstate Daydream, and now Green Up, and here they come to square off. Morning Macha's chasing. Shotgun Hottie drops back. It's Interstate Daydream, but Green Up is coming up on the outside, and Green Up is challenging the favorite. Greenup is traveling very well. Greenup has now put a nose in front. Interstate Daydream has got to come back to the inside, but Greenup has now kicked on. It's Greenup out in the center of the racetrack, is up by a full length and a half. Interstate Daydream is battling on, but his second best right now is Greenup continues to widen this margin inside the final 16th, sprinting home. Greenup, Arad Ortiz Jr., they're going to win the Catherine Sophia impressively.
Well, it's all Greenup and jockey Irad Ortiz, and very strong win there for them.
Yeah, I think Irad got her on the best part of the track. I think Florent got down on the rail, and clearly Irad wanted to get out there, and we talked to him about exactly that after the race.
Irad, looked like you wanted to get off the rail. Do we see that right?
Yeah, that was the plan. I talked to a trainer. He told me try to stay off the rail a little bit. The way the track's playing today was a little different than yesterday, so we want to be close and try to stay on the clear.
Well, let's keep it rolling with some good Parks races. It's the $200,000 Parks Dash. 5 furlongs for our sprinters. This did come off the turf. We still got some really nice horses. Doc Amster comes in as our favorite for Jorge Delgado.
Yeah, and Doc Amster 4-5, and most recently battled early with Jackie's Warrior, which I think is the reason he's the favorite. That's a pretty famous name to battle with early in a race.
Yeah, and Chantel Sutherland came in to ride. Here's the call of the Parks Dash.
Violent Turbulence, who went 22-2 for that opening quarter mile. Chasing his Extreme Force, the big long shot from second. Midtown Charlie Brown is in gear. Scuttlebuzz is dropping out of it. Redcap Doc Amster is trying to make up ground, is going to range up wide. Violent Turbulence has kicked for home, is still up by 2. It's Violent Turbulence doing it very well. Scuttlebuzz is trying to rally to the inside of Extreme Force. Midtown Charlie Brown. Doc Amster not this afternoon. It's all Violent Turbulence. They continue to chase this leader inside the final 16th. It is going to be all Violent Turbulence.
And it was Violent Turbulence who dominated with jockey Sylvester Gonzalez. I got a little emotional rooting for my girl Kate Tomasi.
Yeah, how can you not? The Hall of Famer Kate Tomasi wins the $200,000. They were thrilled. This horse was entered for main track only, came off the grass and really dominated the race with Sylvester Gonzalez, and it did help when the favorite missed the break.
Absolutely. Here's more with winning jockey Sylvester Gonzalez.
Sylvester, I know you've won some stakes. How about a $200,000 stake?
First time, so I'm very happy, and what a great people to win it for. You know, he's been supporting me the last year and a half, 2 years, you know, and I couldn't be happier for such a great guy. He's such a good guy.
How happy were you when you saw Off the Turf?
Loved it. Got into the body of the race. I was happier when the 10 got left in the gate, which made my life that much easier, but Sylvester rode this horse great. He's got a lot of heart. I was concerned about the 5 furlongs, but when we were out there by ourselves, he ran tremendous. Great job by Kate and her team.
Your trainer couldn't make it, but how good is she?
She's fantastic. We've been together now for 3 years, Kate and I, and Sylvester's been riding almost exclusively for us, and we have a great time together, win or lose. But it's always nice.
This is my daughter's first picture win.
There you go.
And it's to be a stake race, so it was nice.
Great to see jockey Sylvester Gonzalez. So much emotion.
Yep.
And of course, owner Sal Spadali, Pewter, an owner as well. But this was his first stakes win right here at Parks.
And a good one to have for $200,000.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to head to our first break. When we come back, lots more racing from Pennsylvania Day at the Races. Stick around.
They reached that far turn. It's still love in the air, fending them off. This year, Parks Racing is proud to announce the 2022 Grade 1 Pennsylvania Derby is now the Bet Parks Pennsylvania Derby. Join us on Saturday, September 24th for all the graded stakes action. 10 stakes races total, including 5 graded stakes races. The free hat giveaway and fun for the whole family. Where parking and admission are always free. Highlighted by the Grade 1 Cotillion Stakes and the Grade 1 Bet Parks Pennsylvania Derby. Gates open at 11 a.m. First post time is 12:05. Join us on Saturday, September 24th for the biggest day of racing in Pennsylvania.
The Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association is the advocate for Parks Racing's horsemen and has worked hard to secure better lives for the hundreds of trainers and their families that work in the thoroughbred racing industry. Our horsemen benefit from medical coverage, trainer pension plans, and increased purses. Thanks to these horsemen, racing at Parks is the very best, providing entertainment for you and the entire family. The Pennsylvania Horsemen are proud to be part of the community and introduce a new generation of fans to the sport of kings.
If you want action and you want it now, you got to get the new Parks Racing mobile app. Wager and watch thoroughbred and harness racing from around the world. With the Parks Racing mobile app, it's easy to open and fund your account. Then place your wagers and cheer on your horse as they thunder down the stretch. With the Parks Racing mobile app, you'll easily make withdrawal requests, view the previous day's replays and results. Plus, open any new account now and you'll be automatically enrolled in the Parks Rewards program. The more you wager, the more you earn. Get the new Parks Racing mobile app and get in on the action. Welcome back, everybody, to Let's Go Racing. And we're not going to get to national. We're going to stay at Parks because
this is national for us, Pennsylvania breds at PA Bred Day at the races.
Absolutely. We're really proud of our PA breds. It's the Mrs. Penny Stakes, a mile and 16th. It did come off the turf, and we're going to jump right in with our favorite for trainer John Service.
Yeah, 1-2 on Love in the Air. Now, she's okay on the turf, but Danny clearly better on the dirt.
Yeah, here's Chris Griffin's call of the Mrs. Penny Stakes.
It's still Love in the Air, fending them off. My Dixie Lass is asked the question, trying to cut into the margin. Midnight Obsession is just spinning the wheels there in third. 90% Brand is under a full drive. Love in the Air seems to have a ton of horse here as they reach the top of the stretch. We'll see what she's got. Love in the Air now asks the question, kicks for home. In the clear is Midnight Obsession to the outside of My Dixie Lass. Battling on is 90% Brand. From the back of the pack, 8 Dances is trying to rush up, but it is all Love in the Air.
A 1-2 finish for trainer John Service with Love in the Air getting the win.
Yeah, and Will Schwartz is part owner of this with Dr. Bucky and Mainline Racing, and Will told me they bought this filly for $130,000 at the Racing Aid sale. It was Fasig-Tipton last July, and boy, has she been good for them. And at least I don't think she's finished winning. She's a pretty nice filly.
Oh, definitely. Here's more with winning trainer John Service.
We bought her out of a Racing Aid sale last July, and loved the fact that she was a PA bred with some pedigree. Obviously had some talent, had been running against. Matter of fact, she was second to a horse that came back was second to Kentucky Oaks. So she'd run against some quality horses, and we bought her and gave her plenty of time on the farm and let Dr. Green do his stuff.
Well, really happy for Mainline Racing. Dr. Bucky got to have a big win with all his friends and family
Indeed.
here. And let's keep it going with the fillies and mares. It's the Dr. Teresa Garofalo Memorial, 6 furlongs for the girls. And of course, Chubwagon, our queen, is the favorite.
She is at 3-5, and this is the only race she's ever lost. And there's now been a recent barn change to Gina Brennan from Lupe Preciado, but Chubwagon, the PA Horse of the Year at Parks last year.
Hey Mama Luke and Disco Ebo, they continue to duke it out up front. 21-3. They zip through that opening quarter. Oksana is to the outside now in the 3 path, continues to chase these leaders. Here comes Cinnabunny, who's following that move as these leaders are starting to come back to the field. Precious is rallying on. Chubwagon has got nowhere to go, is in between horses, going to tip outside, just had to check there at the top of the stretch. They line up, and here's Remain Anonymous, who has now passed them all. Remain Anonymous is kicked on, is up by a quick length and a half. Chubwagon, who ran into traffic entering that turn, coming out of the turn, is now in second, but Remain Anonymous around Ortiz, they have sprinted clear.
Remain Anonymous getting the win with jockey Irad Ortiz. A nice claim for Robert Falcone Jr. off Brad Cox.
Yeah, I'll say, 2 times ago, Scott Lake was in on a shake at Churchill and didn't win the shake, unfortunately. But I think the story for us here is Chubwagon. She just didn't have her normal speed, Danny. She was farther back, and she came on to be second because she's Chubwagon and she's tough, but this just wasn't the same horse that we've watched for the last couple of years, and we caught up with Sylvester Gonzalez after the race to ask him what he thought.
Sylvester, that was the farthest she's been back. What happened differently in this race than other races?
I think today there was a lot more speed. They kind of run off her feet the first part, and it was a little bit hard to make up the ground, with the short stretch here today. Speed kind of just carried today with the track being a little bit faster than normal.
Chubwagon, we'll see her press on, but a nice win for Remain Anonymous. Let's go to the Marshall Jenny Handicap. 5 furlongs, so this is going to be a fast one. It did come off the turf, and the very handsome Smooth B is our favorite.
Yeah, it's Smooth B and Admiral Abe really on paper a match race, similar to what it was in this race last year, Danny.
Absolutely. Here's the call of the Marshall Jenny.
It's Admiral Abe who's clear, and Admiral Abe is up by 3/4 of a length, but Smooth B is ready to pounce, and here comes Smooth B right after the favorite. The 2 favorites are 1-2. Dropping back a touch was Button Box as they approach a 1/4 mile left to go. The opening quarter time was 22 seconds flat. They reach the top of the stretch. It's Admiral Abe who's still in front. Smooth B is trying to run on by. Admiral Abe is still up by a full length. Smooth B out in the center of the racetrack has every chance to get him a final furlong, and here comes Smooth B. Smooth B is now within ahead of the leader, and now Smooth B is taking taking the lead.
Smooth B getting the win for Glenn of LC Racing. Glenn Bennett, one of the absolute good guys, great guys of the sport. And the coach, his dad was here.
Yeah, no doubt, his coach, the former Villanova baseball coach. And Smooth B now up to $640,000. This is just a money earner. He just keeps getting it done. Interestingly, Danny, he was third in this race 3 years ago, second 2 years ago, second to Admiral Abe last year, finally gets in the winner's circle.
Admiral Abe, a nice second. Obviously, he's not the same horse that he used to be, and I know they're going to regroup and go from there.
Yeah, I mean, he still tries, but he just doesn't have that same pop that he had this time last year.
Smooth B has been such a cool horse for you. How cool was it to see him finally win this race?
I think this is our fourth try, right? So he's getting better at Dick. I mean, it's unbelievable. So hopefully he'll be running 8, 9, and 10. We'll see.
Well, we're going to head to another break. When we come back, lots more Pennsylvania Day at the races, our jockey and trainer of the week, and some exciting Parks news.
Florida Sombra into the far turn is still 2.5 lengths in front.
The Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association is the advocate for Parks Racing's horsemen and has worked hard to secure better lives for the hundreds of trainers and their families that work in the thoroughbred racing industry. Our horsemen benefit from medical coverage, trainer pension plans, and increased purses. Thanks to these horsemen, racing at Parks is the very best, providing entertainment for you and the entire family. The Pennsylvania Horsemen are proud to be part of the community and introduce a new generation of fans to the sport of kings.
If you want action and you want it now, you got to get the new Parks Racing mobile app. Wager and watch thoroughbred and harness racing from around the world. With the Parks Racing mobile app, it's easy to open and fund your account. Then place your wagers and cheer on your horse as they thunder down the stretch. With the Parks Racing mobile app, you'll easily make withdrawal requests, view the previous day's replays and results. Plus, open any new account now and you'll be automatically enrolled in the Parks Rewards program. The more you wager, the more you earn. Get the new Parks Racing mobile app and get in on the action. Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. Our jockey and trainer of the week is brought to you by Turning for Home, our racehorse retirement program right here at Parks Racing. And jockey of the week, congratulations, Sylvester Gonzalez. I think we unanimously felt that.
Yeah, he had a great week and obviously capped off by winning the $200,000 Parks Dash.
With that roar at the end when he crossed the finish line. And our trainer of the week is Butchie. Congratulations, Butch Reed. He had an incredible few days of racing, Monmouth over the weekend, here Monday and here Tuesday.
Right, 3 on Monday, and he'd won the sorority on Sunday, which we're going to show a little bit later.
Butch Regis barn is loaded, and Ginny holding things down up in Saratoga.
There you go.
Great team effort for them. Well, let's keep it going with the races. It's the Miss Blue Tie-Dye Stakes for our 2-year-old fillies, 5.5 furlongs, $100,000. And the big horse in here is the number 7, Flor de Samba.
Yeah, 1 to 5. The maiden race was just awesome, Danny. Won by almost 8 lengths and looked really impressive doing it. And boy, I wish I'd gotten that 9 to 1 that day.
She's a big filly here. Here's the call.
Flor de Sombra into the far turn is still 2.5 lengths in front. 22-1 in command. It's Flor de Sombra now widening this margin, is now up by 4-5 lengths. Uptown Amanda is getting going here from the 3rd position to the inside of Marion Grace. Ice is rallying on 8 lengths off the leader. In hand, Flor de Sombra reaches the top of the stretch, and look at Flor de Sombra. Flor de Sombra is still 6 lengths in front. Marion Grace is challenging from 2nd, is coming after this front runner. Ice is splitting rivals. Uptown Amanda, the rest with a lot to do. A final furlong to go. Flor de Sombra.
And Flor de Samba gets the win for Guadalupe Preciado. And Joe Mbezi, who also bred this filly, named her after a great Chilean horse that his dad had.
Yeah, that's very cool. And look, she's got a very, very bright future. And I asked Sylvester Gonzalez after the race, have you ridden any 2-year-olds much better than this? And this was his answer.
Yeah, you know, she's up there with some of the best that I've gotten on personally. You know, she does everything good in the morning. She's been working bullets, and she comes out here and she runs all she's got, you know, and pretty handily too.
Let's keep it going with the 2-year-olds. This is the Whistle Pig Stakes, $100,000, 5.5 furlongs, so it's a sprint. 90% Maddie is our favorite for Butch Reed with Frankie Pennington.
Yeah, won her maiden by a nose. Got bet down to favoritism that day, and we mentioned that Butch probably had a pretty good Monday, didn't he?
And another interesting name that we'll talk about after this race. Here's the call.
90% Maddie is taking the lead, is up by a full length. Here comes Keith Sends Hello. Keith Sends Hello is ranging up on the outside, is taken second. A Western Yarn is at the rail. Yellow Silk's in third. Then comes Under Drive is Deacon Dougie. From the back is Lecter. It's 90% Maddie who's in front, reaching the top of the stretch. 22-2 was that opening quarter mile. 90% Maddie, but here comes Keith Sends Hello. Keith Sends Hello is rolling down the center of the racetrack, but 90% Maddie's got more.
90% Maddie getting the win, and he got his name because Maddie is Ryan's son. That's a good friend at Glenn Bennett, the owner here, and they like to name horses after Ryan's kids.
Yeah, there you go. Look, that was the story, but the sub-story was the horse that finished second. Our Keith Sends Hello, named after our legendary track announcer Keith Jones, finished second at 57-1. And I texted Keith, I said, did you bet? He said, yeah, actually I did, 50 across. So Keith had a good day.
When a horse is named after you, bet. Hello. Here's more with the winning trainer.
Butch, how good is this 2-year-old?
Coming along. I think, we saw his big sister run earlier today, and she can definitely get a mile and an eighth, and we'd like to see at some point if this colt can get a little longer.
This is the second year in a row you have had a bunch of good 2-year-olds. How much fun is it?
It's just fantastic. I mean, with owners like Chuck and Glenn and Tom McGrath, it's just they keep bringing me the raw material, and it's just a matter of getting them over here.
Well, let's keep it going with the fast horses in the Banjo Picker Sprint. 6 furlongs, $100,000, and Baron, the very handsome Baron, is our favorite.
Yeah, 3-year-old Parks champ from last year, 6-5, coming off a win in the Open Frank de Francis.
This is a good race. Here's the call, the Banjo Picker.
They move into the far turn for the love of Bourbon. Green cap is 3 wide and coming after the leaders now. This Cat Can Jump is at the rail, is hanging in there tough. Up on the outside, here comes Breezy Gus. Nowhere to go for Baron under a tight hold, but is in behind tiring pace setters. 22-1 was the opening quarter mile. Way out in the center of the racetrack is For the Love of Bourbon. Now Baron is in the clear. Is going to split rivals. Here's Breezy Gust up on the outside as well. They reach the top of the stretch. For the Love of Bourbon is still in front. It's For the Love of Bourbon. Breezy Gus. Here's Baron splitting rivals in between horses. Down at the rail is Midnight Charlie with a late rally. For the Love of Bourbon got the jump. Is 3 lengths in front.
For the Love of Bourbon, a great claim for trainer Michael Pino. Gets the win here with Paco Lopez.
I'll say, great claim for $50,000 back in May of 2020, Danny. Since then, $429,000. And For the Love of Bourbon won this race 2 years in a row. Baron was kind of like Chubwagon, kind of missed the break, got out of his normal style of running, still came on to be second, but he's normally a speed horse and he just wasn't in this race.
Well, that's why you run the race, and let's hear what trainer Mike Pino had to say.
Mike, this is 2 years in a row he won the same race. How cool is that?
Oh, it's great. I mean, he's been a solid horse, been really fun to work with, and just happy for the owner and the way the horse is doing.
I remember that day that Mike Pino went to Churchill to claim For the Love of Bourbon.
Yep.
It was actually during COVID.
Yeah, indeed it was.
Great claim there for them. Well, it's the Storm Cat Stakes for our older horses going 1 mile and 70 yards, and our favorite here is 2 Boss for trainer Todd Pletcher.
6-5. All of his wins have been with the same jockey. That jockey just happens to be our buddy, Hall of Famer Kendrick Carmouche.
Well, let's see what happens. Here's the call to Storm Cat.
Still Ruby Blue, the veteran in front. Ruby Blue with a neck in front. The other veteran, Wait For It. Quick look back there from Anthony Nunez, is ready to pounce up on the outside. Eagles Cry is now waited for room. Then comes Splice the Main Brace, who's driven along. 2 Bosses still wide. Irish Cork starts a rally. Farmo Power is going to be tight at the rail. King Kumbale is making up some ground, 6 lengths off the leading duo. Here comes the run from Wait For It. Wait For It has put a nose in front. Battling onto the inside is Ruby Blue. Eagles Cry is looking for room in between horses. 2 Boss. Irish Cork is waiting for room there at the rail, and there is the seam. 4 across the racetrack. Eagles Cry nowhere to go. Wait For It. Battling on Ruby Blue. Irish Cork at the rail. 2 Boss in the center of the racetrack now. Eagles Cry gets loose. Farmo Power launching from way back. 2 Boss is taking the lead. It's 2 Boss who kicks on up by 2. 3 lengths was wide. 2 Boss. Farmo Power late, but it's going to be 2 Boss.
Well, 2 Boss was too much for them with jockey Kendrick Carmouche. He rode him very confidently.
He did. He just got him outside, away from traffic, said, look, I'm on the best horse. I'm not going to mess with this at all.
Well, let's hear what he has to say.
He's just a horse that runs for me. I started off with him at a young career, and I kind of know him by now. I'm just glad that Todd and the owners keep picking me to ride him because, I try to make it count every time I ride him. But they prepared the horse. They've done such a good job at getting him here today, and he was a lot stronger in behind to run against some better horses this time. And as you can see, he brought me to the winner's circle.
Now, you're riding at Saratoga, but you weren't going to miss today back at your real home track.
Yeah, you know, whenever my agent told me I got to come to Parks, you know, that's my home, you know. So I got to go over there and take a shot, you know. I don't win all the time, you know, because the jockeys here always want to beat me up because I'm a big guy now. But you know, I tend to pull one or two out of the hat every now and then.
It's always fun when Kendrick comes here for a win. You never know what he's going to say.
No, he's great. He's one of the great interviews in sports.
He certainly is, with that big old smile. And Todd Pletcher with a really nice Pennsylvania bread that we enjoy having here at Parks. Well, we're going to head to another break. When we come back, we have pretty cool news and notes for you today, so look forward to it.
And from the back, here's Golden Rocket. Golden Rocket is flying at them in the final stages.
If you want action and you want it now, you got to get the new Parks Racing mobile app. Wager and watch thoroughbred and harness racing from around the world. With the Parks Racing mobile app, it's easy to open and fund your account. Then place your wagers and cheer on your horse as they thunder down the stretch. With the Parks Racing mobile app, you'll easily make withdrawal requests, view the previous day's replays and results. Plus, open any new account now and you'll be automatically enrolled in the Parks Rewards program. The more you wager, the more you earn. Get the new Parks Racing mobile app and get in on the action.
Racehorses are pampered,
treated with care, and loved.
Nothing is more important than their health and their safety.
We do right by them,
and they do right by us.
The hard-working folks
who proudly earn our living
in Pennsylvania's horse racing
and breeding industries.
Horse racing is a lot of fun.
But it's so much more.
It provides tens of thousands of jobs.
Jobs, and billions in economic impact each year.
All across the Commonwealth.
Horse racing in Pennsylvania. It's a winner.
Here in Pennsylvania, we're proud of our breeding program, the best in North America. But we're also proud to be leaders in this industry. The PA Horse Breeders Association is funding cutting-edge research at Penn Vet to detect gene doping in thoroughbreds. And we endorsed the SAFE Act to help end the slaughter of American horses. Plus, we're pleased to support the aftercare programs set up by our horsemen's groups. Just a few of the reasons why you should join us in Pennsylvania, the premier place to breed and race.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. News and Notes is brought to you by the Granny Fund, which provides continuing education for our backstretch community. And Parks didn't have all the fun just here at Parks. Our Parks horsemen were out doing pretty cool things.
They were, starting at Saratoga last Thursday, then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, winning big stakes out of town. Here's Golden Rocket, the one for Trish Farrow at 33-1 at Saratoga in the New York Stallion Series. Statue of Liberty. It gets up just in time, and this is just the start of a wild weekend. On Friday, the Summer Colony up at Saratoga. John Service, going up for the first time in 20 years, wins a race at Saratoga with leader of the band, the 4 with Johnny V. She's going to come and get it done. My man Will Schwartz. And then that was a 6-1 horse. And let's go on to Monmouth Park on Saturday. That man again, Uriah St. Louis, Danny. Informative at 14-1. That's him riding right next to Highly Motivated, the big favorite for Chad Brown. And of course, Uriah is going to win it. Informative at 14-1. And then we'll end it on Sunday in the sorority. And this was a laugher. Vidario, the half-sister to V-Quist, the champion, loose on the lead with our man Frankie Pennington for Butch Reed. Going, gone. And if you had parlay, $2 win parlay on all 4 of these horses, you would have gotten a total of $62,380, 33-1, 6-1, 14-1, and 9-1. Sadly, Danny, I did not have the parlay.
And I did not. We could have had some fun with that.
Yes, we could.
Really proud of our Parks horsemen. Not only did they hold their own here on the big days, but they did out at Monmouth and Saratoga as well.
It was starting on Thursday, right on through Tuesday. It was some scene.
Well, what a fun show for you guys. Grade 3 Smarty Jones, and of course Pennsylvania Day at the races, but the fun doesn't stop there. Come hang with us. We race Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. 12:55 is the post time. Well, that wraps it up for Dick and I on today's show. We will see you next week on Let's Go Racing.
And they're off. Speaker's Corner has early speed. Hot Rod Charlie, Midnight Bourbon, American Revolution. American Revolution, a 16th to go. Hot Rod Charlie is opening up. Hot Rod Charlie will win the Pennsylvania